Your media, where you are.
Yo, Mzansi, you have now entered the chat, babes. Welcome to my new show. My name is Bronwyn, also known as Queen of Josie on the socials. If you follow me, if you don't, do the things. Anyway, this show is all about being city and colored or POC in South Africa and just what the hell that entails. So, everything about my life, I'm going to be spilling in this show. Okay, so today we have two special guests. They are both married. I just have to put that out there because I'm not. And yeah, so we have Davina who has entered the chat. Davina, say hi.
How's it? Away? You like it? I'm not gonna finish the rest of that sentence because we here.
Yes.
We're trying to be civil.
Exactly. And then we have Rego who has also entered the chat.
Hey.
And ladies, please just introduce yourselves. I mean, I know you sort of ish, but you know, if the fans don't know you, please let them know who you are.
Okay, my name is Regomoditswe Khoele, and I'm a pilot and part-time content creator.
Fabulous. A pilot, babes. Oh, wow. We are struggling
Are you
with
okay
them.
there?
In a bit of a premature situation. My name is Davina Goliath. I am a professional violinist / content creator / mother and wife.
That's
That's
the last one.
But that's it.
I love it. So we have some very cool guests today. I'm very excited to have you guys here. Thank you so much for joining me on my pilot episode.
Yes.
You know,
With a pilot.
With a pilot. Don't play with us. It was all. It was
all
planned.
planned.
Yes.
All planned.
It's amazing.
So yes, okay, guys. So this was the chat. I was going to talk about being single in the month of Valentines, right? And then I posed the question on my Instagram stories and asked people like, what do you want to know about me, around Valentine's, whatever. And one of these people legit asked me, it's Valentine's, babe, where your man at?
Why?
And I was like, rude. But then I was like, you know what? That is an episode.
Okay.
So today we're gonna be talking about as long as where your man at. And I was thinking to myself, like, okay, cool, you guys are married.
Yes.
That's chilled. But for me as someone unmarried, it's always been a thing of, oh, are you not bringing a +1 to the wedding? It's like, oh, do you not have a Valentine? Like, oh, are you gonna get the Valentine? Like, oh, you over 30 and you're not married, like, are you thinking of having kids? Are you thinking of freezing your eggs? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I actually, yes, cool being single and it's Valentine's, whatever, but like, I want to talk about being judged as like a female in her 30s and single, whatever. So do you feel like you are judged? First of all, do you guys feel like you are judged in any way now that you are married? Like, do you feel like you're judged by your single friends, actually? And what does that feel like? Or do you see your friends being judged? Like, just from a married person's perspective, because I only see my perspective, right? Like, I get it all the time. So, yeah. I don't know, whoever wants to answer, you can go for it.
I don't know. It's a strange one for me. Okay, people have now backed off with the questions and the interrogations, where I feel like it's none of their business to begin with. Like what happens in my personal life, you're not in the bedroom with me.
Exactly.
So why should I tell you, and why do you need to know? You know, for me, it's now a thing of, we have a lot of friends who don't have kids. Like we've got a baby now, so it's a thing of can you meet us here? Oh, but it doesn't now fall within her schedule, so there is that dynamic of you've got a kid now,
Oh, yes.
awkward.
Yeah.
And she's lovely and she loves being around people, but there is that aspect now where because you have a child, can you come to a child-friendly place, or do we have to check, oh, is it child-friendly?
Got it.
You know, so
Got it.
it's a different kind of
Judgy.
judgment, you know what I
Yes.
mean, if I can put it that way.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I suppose that for me is the only standout point, you know. That's for me, yeah, it's the only thing.
Okay,
basically.
cool. And yourself, Rico?
Yeah, I think it's dependent on each individual. For me, I don't know if they're judging me because I really don't care at the end of the day.
Correct.
My husband and I spend our time on the road. So I think currently what we're being judged on is not being home all the time. It's always being out and about, traveling and working. We're actually working when
That's
we're traveling.
amazing. What the hell are they judging you for?
It's because they're traveling, that's why they're judging.
So I guess it depends on the person. Like, what do they feel currently in their lives? Do you feel like they don't have someone? So why do you have someone? What are you doing? So no, for me, I don't actually entertain judgment. Yeah,
I love
They're
that.
just living life.
yes, living life to the
Living
fullest.
life.
I mean,
Just living life.
In the words of Courtney, living life.
Okay, cool. So, okay, let's backtrack a little bit.
Yes.
To when you guys were single. I don't know if you became single.
Ooh,
Single
such
girl.
a long time
It was
ago.
a long time ago.
Okay, so this is how I feel being single sometimes. I mean, I think I've gotten to the point where I also really don't care what people think and stuff, because I think they sort of just over it now and they think I'm never going to get married or have children, which I'm also happy with.
You're
them
okay
thinking.
with, of
Yes.
course. Yeah.
But I do feel like there is an element where a lot of women have spoken to me and stuff, and it almost is like being single reflects their self-worth. That's the sort of energy I'm getting. Especially from women in their 20s and stuff. I mean, in your 30s, I think you're a little bit more comfortable with yourself and like less things bother you. But did you feel that way when you were single, that it reflected on your self-worth, that you were like alone and you didn't have anyone, or someone didn't want you, in inverted commas, you know what I mean?
My husband snatched me very quickly in my
Ow!
life. So
He was smart.
he was very smart.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't have enough time to basically figure that out or to be in a state of not knowing. Do you understand? So
Got it.
he snatched me in a time when I was 19. So I was still figuring out who I am. Yes.
He was quick with it.
He was quick with it. Immediately after high school, he was like, I want you and you're going to be mine. So so for me, it was a transition of obviously being a high school student to being a young adult. So I kind of grew with him in the process.
Got it.
So I didn't really have that time to be on some, okay, I'm alone or I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm figuring out. So that's from my experience.
Yeah. I mean, I was in a relationship after varsity for a long time, like 6 years. And it got to the point where I kind of knew it was going to end before it did, because there was nothing there, you know.
Got it.
And when it did, I was like, I didn't know what my interests were, because you naturally adopt the partner's interests and, you know, things like that. So
Correct.
it took a lot of time to get to know myself again, you
Yes.
know, and having a lot of me time.
Yes.
And then when I turned 30, I was like, that was the best age for me, because I was
Yes.
single at the time.
Uh-huh.
And although you couldn't explain what it was, but everything kind of just figured itself out.
Correct.
You know, in
Yes.
some weird way.
Yeah.
It kind of just, everything just fell into place. You knew what you wanted, what your
Yes.
interests were, where you wanted to be, where you wanted to go, you know.
Yes.
So I don't know, it's a weird one, because I felt like when you're younger and you're in a relationship or you're single, you definitely feel like you need to be with someone,
Yes.
because
The
movies
pressure.
and books romanticize this
Correct.
idea
Okay,
of
yeah.
being in a relationship.
Correct. Exactly.
And having the romantic comedy and this and that
Yes.
and that. So I think a lot of the questions that are being directed to you are from people who live in this world of fantasy. And,
Exactly.
you know, maybe they just want to see you happy. Not to say that you're not happy,
Correct.
you know,
Yeah.
but it's like they're being brainwashed into thinking this movie, you know, had this situation where there was a
Yes.
girl who fell in love and it was all like
Yes.
ice cream and roses and whatever.
Exactly.
And that's not reality.
Sure.
So it takes stepping out of that bubble, going, this is real shit. you
Yes,
know?
exactly.
It's real shit. It's not someone's movie. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
put it like that.
And that's the thing.
Um,
I think people struggle with, can you be happy and alone?
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
I was alone and happy in my
Correct.
early 30s, and it was
Correct.
amazing. You know,
Exactly.
it really, really was amazing. There was no accountability for anyone's
Yeah.
feelings.
Correct.
You know, you had freedom to do whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and not to say that I don't have freedom now, but
yes.
I think turning 30 just was the right time to be single at the same time, because
Yes.
it helped me figure out
Yourself
what I
a little
wanted.
bit more.
You know.
I like that.
I
So-
agree.
Okay, so this is a little bit controversial. I mean, we don't hope for any of this for you guys because
Yeah.
vibes.
That.
But so I'm 35, and
Did you say 45?
Let me take a sip of champagne quickly.
Sorry, we didn't hear.
Just clear my throat. So I'm 35, and I'm very happy and comfortable where I am in my life right
Okay.
now. Someone was asking, like, is this the year you're gonna meet someone, and and I'm like, guys, actually, it's not even my focus. My focus is my bag. My focus is my career,
Exactly.
my
Yes.
money, my
Yes.
investments. Like, that's where my focus
Yeah.
is, and
Yeah.
I'm setting myself up for the future. I'm not even thinking about a man.
Yeah.
And yes, you need to open the door and have that space for someone to come in. And I do have that, like, you know, yes,
Yeah.
that, like, if
Okay.
someone wants to come into my space, I'm happy to
Sure.
explore it and stuff like that. I'm not closing myself off completely.
Okay.
It's just not my main goal or
Yeah.
focus for the year,
Mm.
right? Which I think is fine.
That's amazing.
And I'm not in a place where I'm scared or of being alone or whatever. So my question to you is, someone who is married,
Yes.
of course you believe that this is going to last forever. I feel a bit hectic because your husband is sort of standing right here.
Don't worry, girl.
Just make as if he's
not
not,
here.
he's not here.
He's not
but-
here.
Just a camera dude.
He's a camera dude. But do you feel do you feel scared of being alone? Like, if this doesn't work out with the person that you're with now,
Yeah.
or do you fear what it's going to be like being single again?
No.
Okay.
I do not.
Okay.
I think from the beginning, I was very independent and I wasn't a romantic. So I
Okay.
didn't know what romance is. Like you were describing movies, you know, they had this ideal of, Cinderella and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I used to love those things, but
Yes.
I wouldn't put myself in that position of, oh my gosh, this is a love story and I want to be in it.
Got it.
So I was very career driven, being a pilot, wanting to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish.
yes.
So for me, necessarily, I wasn't really for love. So yes, I'll be comfortable with being myself. And like you were saying, being 30 and turning 30 for me was a pivotal point because you understand that, you know what, it's okay to be who you are. It's okay to
correct.
have the choices that you're taking right now.
Yeah.
So it's fine. You know, you make your own choice. At the end of the day, at your deathbed, you want to be like, did I live my life accordingly to how I wanted to live it?
Correct.
Yes. You don't want to be on some, oh my gosh, this person said that I should have done this. This person said I should have done this. If you are at peace with who you are, wherever you may be in your life, then it's fine. It doesn't matter. You don't have to live my life of, oh, you got married at the age of 24 or the age of 16 or the age of
Whatever.
28. It's fine. It's fine. Your journey is your journey and it's personal. And if you're happy and
personal, yeah.
content,
Yeah.
I feel like then that's really
Well, that's all you need.
that's
right?
all you need in life.
Yeah.
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 Agreed.
Yeah.
Is there any fear, Davina?
There is.
Especially because you do have a child now, so that's a different dynamic.
Yeah,
right?
that's a definite fear of mine. Is it's so strange, and it's the first time I'm admitting this. Is that I sometimes have dreams where Donovan isn't there, and I wake up feeling so sad, because I'm
Yes.
like, Sophia's here.
Yes.
And I'm here. What are we
Yes.
gonna do?
Yes. Correct.
So it's very strange. I don't
Yeah.
know why, but I feel sad in the dream because I'm like, where's Don?
Yes.
Where's Don? And he's not there for some other reason.
Yes.
And it kind of just makes me, not that I don't appreciate him, I do, but it makes me appreciate him even more.
Okay.
Because he's such a great dad. He's such a great partner.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
a wonderful person to be around. He's
Yes.
kind, which you don't get a lot in men.
Correct.
The kindness aspect.
Yes.
So I have a fear, but mainly for those reasons.
Yes.
Nothing superficial or materialistic or anything like that.
I mean, and I love that you're saying that because I think sometimes we lie to ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, we want to believe the notion that like everything's okay, or that like I don't want to think those thoughts because what if they materialize?
But you have to be realistic at the same time.
It's
you
life.
know,
It's
life.
I mean, I even think about those things. Like when you said it, it was so funny. I laughed because I was like, I literally have thoughts that like I'm with a partner and he dies young.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my God, then I'm gonna be alone.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, but I'm alone now. So like, and I'm fine.
It's like psych.
But it's like, oh man, I've waited this long to find my partner, and now homeboy's like, I'm out.
I don't even think you can call that a controversial question. I think that's such a honest, realistic question to ask, you know, because like you say, people go, oh, we don't want to think those thoughts. But you have to think those thoughts as hard as they are.
Correct.
It's just reality.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Okay, so going back to Valentine's Day, go see I'm single.
Valentine's suck. Fuck Valentine's.
So I'm doing absolutely nothing this Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Because now what now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I honestly don't even
happen.
Yes, I don't even think about Valentine's Day, guys. Like honestly, okay, guys, let me tell you a quick story.
Yes.
For y'all and for y'all.
Yes.
My mother, it's so embarrassing, but it's also cute. So my mother used to think that like we never used to tell my parents like, okay, so I have a boyfriend or whatever.
Yes,
you know,
of
especially
course.
especially like in
With
primary school
household,
and stuff. You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like what do you do with a boyfriend? But you know those stupid boyfriends hold your hand.
Correct.
Yes. So my mother used to think, must have thought that we were like
angels.
Like not even angels, but like shame. No one wanted us. Like shame, you know that like because
why does she have a boyfriend? Like
you
have a boyfriend. Bring someone home.
But yes, so she pitied us. So she used to buy my sister and I like gifts Valentine's Day so that we don't feel like left out.
That is
so
sweet.
That is very sweet.
It's very
It
sweet.
is very sweet.
Come home from school and there'd be like a little teddy bear with a heart on our bed.
But did you know that it's from your dad?
Of course.
Okay.
I was like, man,
He should have kept it a mystery.
No, it was just something he used to do.
my mom did the same. And I was like, that's really cute and stuff. So I've never actually had an issue with Valentine's Day. I thought like, oh my gosh, like Valentine's Day is like this, is this hectic thing and blah, 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 blah. I think there was maybe a stage where I was single and heartbroken and I was like, oh, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, like it's just another day to me, right? Like I even forget.
Yes.
So I want to ask you guys, now that you're married, do you guys do stuff for Valentine's Day? Is it a big thing in your life? And has it changed since you've got married? Like, was it like fire before? And I was like, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, like it's Valentine's. I know what's happening tonight.
No.
Or you're like, oh, now I'm married. Whatever, but I just pass the coffee.
Yeah.
Exactly. What are we gonna watch tonight?
The usual. It's
You know
a
what I
usual
mean?
day. It's a normal day.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, definitely for us, we do not celebrate Valentine's Day.
Oh wow, that's so interesting.
But I mean, like, I like the concept of getting gifts and being, you know, being spoiled on Valentine's Day. So when I got married, I had to realize that no, this is not something that we do. So I had to get on the bandwagon and just follow it through. So yeah, but for now, I'm just like, it's whatever. Like yesterday or the other day when we walked into a mall and I saw a whole bunch of like red Valentine's Day. I'm just like, what is this? What's going on? Is it too soon?
It's too soon. And I hate red, guys. I hate it with a passion.
Really?
So like when Don and I used to speed.
Yes.
Joel. It wasn't like a
court. Were you courting?
He says courting. We were playing tennis.
Courting.
Okay.
So it was Valentine's Day, but without adding a label to it or anything, I came over and made breakfast for him.
Oh,
okay. And the things
And then nothing.
And we didn't even say Happy Valentine's Day. It was just like, I wanted to come make breakfast for you.
So basically, you were actually thinking of Valentine's Day that day.
No, I think he was too.
But
in a way,
nothing was
didn't
said.
want to add like pressure to the actual event because it was still like a new thing.
Got it.
And we were gonna like kind of figure it out, and then we ended up picking a drive to Hekpoort or whatever.
I love that
day. But now it's like it's not a thing, and I think it's because I always hated Valentine's Day because I went to a girls' school.
Okay.
And they used to do this disgusting thing. Look, it was Renish in Stellenbosch. So it was Renish was.
Oh my word! I know. I was at boss.
We had this
Oh,
conversation.
yes.
So,
Girl, not
Anyway,
so
it's
I'm
much better
actually-
alcohol, anyway.
So what they used to do on Valentine's Day during break, they
Yes.
would invite all the girls to the quad.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Because they would have flowers sent from the boys'
From the
school.
boys' school.
And then every girl who got flowers would be announced to come and collect
Oh,
their flowers.
no.
So did you get a flower?
Are you mad? I was such a nerd. Like seriously. Now everyone who doesn't get a flower must now just stand.
Imagine.
Did that affect your self-worth in any way?
course.
Yes,
Of
exactly.
course it did.
Exactly, yeah.
I
You
understand.
know,
Yeah.
it was a horrible exercise. And
Yes.
I hope they don't fucking do this now.
You know what? I think they still do, to be honest. Like, I mean,
It's
maybe not the
just
training,
not
but
in
I think
that
at schools.
sense.
It's
Yes.
such a gross
Yes.
activity.
Yes.
Especially for girls.
It's always
you
for
know,
women. Yes.
who add so much, who've been told to add a lot of value to this day for some stupid reason.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's disgusting. I hated it. So that's why we just don't do.
You just don't do
Valentine's
it.
Day.
Okay.
And
We
that's
just
the
show
thing.
love to each other every day.
Every day.
Like, why
Correct.
do we need a day
Cute.
to spend money
Correct.
on stupid things?
Yes.
To showcase our love. for one
Agreed.
another?
Okay, so let me tell you my crazy. With Valentine's Day, I was crazy once. Okay, so
Crazy.
okay, how do I
Once.
explain this? Yeah, he will tell you all the time. So this was my favorite Valentine's Day because when I've had boyfriends, they would make a fuss, not a fuss about Valentine's Day, but they would do something for Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah.
And I had this guy, so we had met. It was during varsity, and we
Yes.
were like
Yes.
courting.
Courting. Playing
Courting,
tennis.
courting. We were running into each other every
Hanging
day.
out,
Or whatever.
hanging
Yes,
out.
yes. And Valentine's Day was approaching.
Okay.
So I mean, we broke students, like whatever. But what he did was he did he bought a Gatsby. I don't know if
Okay.
anyone doesn't know what a Gatsby is. It's just a long roll full of chips and
It's
stuff.
basically a heart attack on a plate.
Basically.
Yeah.
And it's really big. It's like the size of a ruler, maybe
Yeah,
longer.
yes,
Right? And
yes.
it's like stuffed with
Stuff,
stuff.
chips
It's
and
very
bologna.
delicious.
Yes,
It's
it's
amazing.
It's amazing.
It's
So
amazing.
amazing.
Especially when you draw.
yes, exactly. And he cut it in half.
Yes.
And we were watching the sunset from his room because he was on the third floor
That
with,
is sweet.
with a bottle of Fanta orange. Like, I remember it so distinctly. And I finished my half of the Gatsby before him. And then he was like, "This is the girl for me." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And then I was like, "Oh, this is like so romantic." And whatever. No. The next day, I'm like, "So what? Am I now your girlfriend or what?" Because now,
Because
I
now
mean,
I finished the whole game.
exactly. I'm like, I'll spend Valentine's now. What now? You're almost my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. So that's like, yeah, 100%. So we started dating on the 15th of February.
Yes.
Because I was like, you're obviously my boyfriend now.
I mean,
Because
exactly. We spent the whole Valentine's together. Like,
I
making
can
it
be in front of you.
that was making it official.
Exactly.
Okay?
So it's like, that's my favorite Valentine's memory ever. Even
Yes.
though there's like only maybe 2 memories
Mm.
for Valentine's for me.
It's
But
so
like,
funny how at that age it's so easy to ask someone. So
yes.
when I'm
Now.
when I was 30, like in my 30s, and it was so awkward to have
Yes.
that conversation because it's like something kids would like.
Say,
Yes,
are we
yes.
dating now?
Oh,
Yes.
my boyfriend. You can't say that to someone who's like 34, you know. So
But you
we
can. You need to
now,
make
but
it
it
clear.
was like it's different now because we adults, you know.
Yes.
It's weird, like, cause we hung out for the longest
Yes,
time,
Yeah, but-
and I got in like deep, and I'm like, I actually can't do this because
Yes.
if it's not reciprocated, then I
Yes.
can't be with you.
Yeah.
And it was
100%.
literally, I remember we went to go watch X-Men.
Yes.
And then afterwards, I was like,
Cute.
what a deal is!
For us, it was friends with benefits.
Oh,
So it was like, are we
Oh,
friends
it's very
with benefits or are we going to make this
Very
official?
No, but it was the
It's
premiere of
so
a new
true.
X-Men movie that we were invited,
Yes.
that he was invited to at
Okay.
IMAX. At the
Okay,
World
yes.
Africa. And the whole movie, I'm thinking, as hy moet net bied. Wat vir hom wag. You know, because I'm going to lay
You're
it on,
going
I'm gonna be
in.
like, I can't do this anymore. Of hanging out movies and
He
no.
needs to set his record straight.
Yeah.
Seriously, guys, like you dated in your 30s, right? Then,
Mm.
guys, it is the most
It's
difficult
awkward.
thing
It's so
to
awkward.
date in your 30s. Like, I'm literally like,
Because you also like, you're like an adult.
Yes.
You know your things. And
Yes.
You know who you don't want to hang out
Yes.
with. and
Yeah.
all those things.
so you're like, now, bro, I'm giving you my time and my energy. Now, what now?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's
There's no time to play.
Exactly. Like, there's literally someone I'm talking to at the moment, and I'm like, bruv. like we've been speaking for 2 years,
Yes.
on and off.
Okay.
On and off, not
Okay.
like all the
He
time.
could be official.
That's even like pandemic days.
Yes.
Like,
He
damn.
reached out. He DM'd me on Instagram.
That's how bad he reached out to me. He slid into my DMs.
It's slid into my DMs because he knows me from before, and he's like, "I'm so proud of you," and I'm like, "Hi, babes." I'm proud of me too. What you saying? What you saying? So we've been talking for like 2 years, and the other day I'm like, "Yarr, no man."
No, listen,
I'm like,
Bronwyn, 2 years is
listen, babe. I thought it was a year,
that's a play school child.
I-
A
but
child
it-
going to play school.
but it was
You
it was
know?
very on and off. Like
Putting it into
like I had a
perspective.
boyfriend in between,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, like you know,
Yeah.
Okay.
but
Makes sense.
you know what I
it
mean.
Makes sense.
And then like the other day, I was just like, you know what, nah, I'm like a grown ass
No,
woman.
exactly.
Nah.
Time.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Anyway,
Yeah.
that's
You need to make it official very quickly.
So I gave him a video call. I didn't even give him time to like think about nothing. I was like,
You didn't even like
Um,
listen, I'm gonna video call you.
no. I was like,
Someone.
hi. Anyway, so I just wanted to let you know, like, this is how I
Yes,
feel.
yes.
I smack you, babes. And like, also, I'm not really for marriage. Like,
Okay.
it's okay if I don't get married. If it's okay if I do, like,
yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
But I'm like, I would like a commitment, a partnership, as you were, paid partnership.
Paid
No, it's not paid,
A
girl.
collaboration.
It's not paid. If it's paid, it's something else.
He needs to pay my bills. But you know, I'm
what's
joking, guys. I know you don't know me. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm like, so you just need to. But I was trying to be very casual. I'm like, you know, you just need to like figure out what. I mean, I know
What's
you're going through
happening.
stuff now and
Yeah.
whatever, and I'm also going through stuff. It's life. I don't think we're ever not going to be going through stuff
Yeah.
because we're like
Mm.
adults and whatever.
Mm.
So I just want to let you know, like, this is where I'm at.
Okay.
So like, you don't no rush, but
Good for you.
but
it's tough having the balls
tough.
to do that because I was so good nervous when I had to have that chat with you.
yes, it's
But
difficult.
I had to because it's
You
like
It's
have
important.
to.
It's yeah.
Yes, because you're like,
You need to
I'm
know what the
getting-
other person says. I mean, I'm not seeing anyone. Are you seeing
girl, that's my chat. That's my chat. I'm like, is he sleeping with other people right
But
now?
that's the thing.
What is going
No.
on?
That
Should
is
I be in the
scary.
streets? I don't know. But I like him. I don't want to be with anyone else. What am I gonna do?
Communication is key.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
talk to him.
Yeah. So, guys, the being pretty kuraf anyway.
Yeah, it's very, very.
So I have a question for you.
Oh,
Just a quick
flip it.
question.
Flip it
So,
in person.
are you interested in being a cougar or higher?
Oh, okay. So this is interesting because guys in their 20s like me.
Yeah.
Like that is my
How 20 is
demographic.
20?
Like 26, 28. They're up in my
Okay.
they're up in my grill.
Okay, so what's the
And I'm like, baby boy. So
Age.
I like. So I'm not really fussy,
Mhm.
but I like guys around my age, or a little bit older.
Mm.
But confession. Oh my God, you guys, no one knows this besides my friends.
Well, everybody's gonna know it
Everyone's
now.
gonna know it now. But I did date someone in their 50s. Scandalous.
Genius.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dentures.
Nothing happened. It was a long distance relationship
Mm.
for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And nothing
That's
like
a
happened.
long time.
Yeah, it's a long time, and nothing
Yeah.
happened physically.
Yeah.
So because I
It
don't
was
know
an
how I would have
emotional
handled that either.
connection.
So it was an emotional relationship, right? Like we chat every day, we video call every day,
Okay.
that sort of thing.
Okay.
But I must say it was one of my best relationships because emotionally he was available
Yes.
and he was present,
Yeah.
and it was all about like how I feel, my thoughts, my feelings. Like
Yeah.
he was, and I was like, oh, it's because you understand women because you've been there already.
But they also say that
Mm.
men who are older are emotionally more mature than
Yes.
men who are our own age or younger.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's true.
I had such a
It's
good
true.
time with this guy. I'm like, oh my word, you taught me so much.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't tell guys like this age now because they're going through things. They're trying to get their careers together.
They're
They're
still
trying to do,
establishing themselves.
yes,
Yeah.
they're still
It's
establishing themselves.
understandable.
They maybe don't even
Mm.
understand their
Mm.
No,
emotions
they're
or
actually
whatever.
dumb. They're actually dumb.
100%.
They're dumb.
So dating someone in your 50s actually it's flipping great.
Yeah.
But like also I was like, ish, but I don't know about if I'm gonna wanna
Yeah.
gala here. But you know,
Yeah.
but it was a great like
great one.
it was
Experience,
a great
yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
And he also 1 month I didn't get paid by my job. like nothing. Like I was in a like 9 to 5, and they didn't pay us for 2 months. And I don't know how it came up. I was like, "Oh, babe, do you like these shoes?" Whatever. And he was like, "Yes." "Oh, why don't you buy them? They're so sexy." And I was like, "Oh, they haven't paid me yet at work." And I didn't want to tell him the first month because I knew he was gonna pop off.
Yes.
And then I sent him the picture, and he's like, "What do you mean they haven't paid you?" And then he like phoned me, and I was like, "Yeah." So it's like 8 days late again, and they didn't pay us last month. He's like, "Send me your salary. I'll put it in your bank account now." I was like, "What do you mean? Like, guys, no one has ever bought me McDonald's before this man. And now you want us to give me my salary?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Why do you give my salary?"
McDonald's?
Yes. And then I was like, "No, I can't do that because like also now independent woman nonsense." So over myself being independent, bleh, gross. But
It's
anyway,
a lot of work.
it's a lot of work.
It's a
But
lot
anyway,
of
he wanted
work.
to give me the money, and I was like, "Wow, that's amazing." And I didn't take it, and now I regret it that I didn't take it because
Wow.
you know.
didn't take it at that time.
I didn't take it at all. I didn't take any of his money. And guys, he's like, he
But
was
that's
rich.
also-
I should have taken all of the things.
Yeah, but then
Not
also
take the
now you're
pen.
plagued with the idea of now you're like tied to this person, and there has to
Correct.
be an
Yeah.
accountability,
Correct.
and
Exactly.
reciprocation, and
Yeah.
what.
And which
Then
I
it
don't
becomes
want
very
because I'm so
complicated,
independent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, I can pay my own bills, but meantime, there's nothing in my bank account.
But props to you.
Yeah,
Props
anyway.
to you.
I mean, is it props? But okay. But anyway, I think we've sort of come to the end of the podcast. I could
I feel
literally
like it's
talk
just the
forever.
beginning.
I know, I'm like, I could talk forever.
like this is literally like a lunch date.
We just need food. We just need food.
You know what I mean? I feel like this
And
could
next
be a
time
continuation.
platitude.
Oh,
You know?
I'm working on it, budget,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Anyway, if you would like to sponsor, you can contact me on. You can sponsor us food, guys.
Yes. Sponsor food.
Subscribe, welcome to the channel below. Anyway, yes, I just want to say thank you so much, ladies, for being
Did
on
we
the
answer
show.
all your questions properly?
Yes, you did. Must I make a
And you're not
conclusion?
going to take those men so seriously now.
So the conclusion is Valentine's is cool, and it's cool if you wanted to
Yeah.
do Valentine's
it's your
Day.
thing,
Or,
yeah.
yes, if it's your thing. But it's not the end of the world if you're single. It's not the end of the world if you don't have a Valentine. I mean, these women are in actual marriages and they don't even celebrate
It's just a
Valentine's. It's not-
money-making commercial thing.
Exactly. And your self-worth isn't tied
Yeah.
to
absolutely.
being single. It's not tied
That's
to
true.
being having a Valentine's Day. It's not, like it's one day and life carries on
Yeah.
and
It does.
it's vibes. And like
vibes.
just be like,
And don't take rom-com seriously.
yes,
Like it's not real life.
exactly.
I mean,
It's
it's
not
a
real
bit
life.
sometimes.
It's cute.
It's cute, but yeah,
But-
don't take it too seriously.
Yes,
But not
exactly.
taking it too seriously.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Correct.
And you
Yeah.
can make your own little rom-coms in your own life with
I
your
mean,
person.
yes.
You know, you can do your thing and then
100%.
also wake up the next morning and be like, Bra, you must clean the toilet.
Yeah.
So
Take the garbage
Because they
out.
don't show you that in the rom-com, do
Yeah.
they?
exactly.
Mhm.
So yeah. Okay. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting
Yeah,
us.
it's such a pleasure. Into the chat over and out.
Yes.
Ta-da.
Bye.
Peace.